Hey everybody, happy Sunday, day 7 of the Comeback Queen 7-day vision board challenge. Hope y'all are all having an awesome Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and, as usual, get a couple things set up so we can do our presentation. So I'll be clicking to share my screen and then make sure I can see it in the group. But let me know what y'all are up to today. It is currently winter and we are finally having some winter weather. It's snowing just a couple hours away from us, and that's pretty rare down here in South Texas. So let me know where y'all are and what kind of weather y'all are having. It is raining here. It's cold. Okay. Let me make sure I can see that in the group. Okay, cool. Let's see it. Awesome. Okay, so today is the last day in the challenge, and today is the day I hope that you have some time set aside to start working on your vision board. If you haven't already, have the materials together, and I'm going to go through the step-by-step process you can use every year to create your vision for your life. And I do encourage you to update your vision board, at least once a year so that you can, take a moment to reflect on, what did you accomplish off your vision board? What didn't you accomplish? And reflect on why. What do you want to take off? What do you want to add to it? And just always start that to have that be one of your yearly rituals. And the more you do it, the better it becomes for you. I think you'll notice you start to achieve more off of the list. Okay, so let's see here. We've already talked about a couple days ago that you have all different kinds of options for creating your vision board. So I just kind of want to physically show you a couple today. Okay, so we've been talking about, and you can use poster board that kids use all the time at school to do their little presentations on, for like whether it's fire prevention. They have all kinds of poster boards at like your dollar stores, Dollar Tree, Hobby Lobby, Walmart, places like that. Those are very common and easy, cheap way to get it done. A newer way people have been doing their vision boards, just to kind of make it a little cuter, um, especially for different areas of your house. If you don't want a big poster board, you can get one of these little cake boards. And I think this is called a 12-inch round, and it's just cardboard round little thing that you would set a cake on top of. And so people have been, uh, what they do, you have so many different options, but um, you could get different types of paper, craft paper, that you could also get like at Hobby Lobby or order online, or your different scrapbooking companies, and put your scrapbook paper as a background, or you could use washi tape, or you could just print pictures off the internet, off of Pinterest, or take pictures out of magazines and just paste them here. And then you can embellish them, like putting stickers or glitter, markers. Just really make it your own unique expression of something that brings you joy to look at. You want to make it pleasing to look at so that you're inspired and you're drawn to the things on your board, and it's not too overwhelming and distracting. Again, you always just want to make sure when you look at this, it inspires you and it pulls you towards what you want. So that's one example. Here's just a traditional poster board. So my daughter does this too every year. She sees me teaching these classes, and sometimes she's able, if school's out, she's able to attend some of these vision board uh, workshops with me, or she sees me shooting videos like this, and she gets excited and wants to do a vision board. So this is one that she has made, and she just, put her name on it, and she's got these little foam stickers she got at the dollar store, and just put, so she's got words on here, things that she wants to experience in the coming year, like dance, tradition. She likes family traditions. I thought that was so neat. I did not tell her what to put on here. She did this all on her own. So I think it's a neat activity to do with the children in your life too, and see what they create. Explain it, of course. You're gonna have to do a little bit of background to explain what they're doing, but I mean, they take off with it. She put cats on here, and riding the school bus with her sister was something she thought she'd like to do one day, because our youngest, her little sister, has special needs. So that's a goal for her, is that one day they'll be at the same school riding the school bus together. So, oh, just tugs at my heart. And then she put on here, so there's that school bus she drew, and her little sister Kelsey, and like a featured dog and cat that they want. And then she even has big goals. So this is, she may think about things in her present day life, like tradition that she'd like to experience, new traditions. But she also put on here going to Paris, France. So it's just, our children are our best teachers sometimes. And she did this on her own short-term, long-term goals. And she's dreaming big, uninhibited. Sometimes we can limit ourselves. And I just really always want to encourage you, don't limit yourself. Even if you don't have the resources to go to Paris, France, for example, you have no idea how you're going to get there, put it on the board anyway. And with all those other processes I've been teaching you about, your brain is going to go to work. It is smarter than we consciously feel. God's given us just amazing machinery in here that is capable of so much more than we give it credit. And so yeah, dream like a child, like somebody left the gate wide open, and you're just a dog running for freedom, like that other picture on a few slides back. And here's another way I'm going to show y'all. So if you're not necessarily feeling crafty, or your vision is more practical, for example, you can have different visions for different areas of your life. So I use binders a lot. This is one of the first ones I did, and it's just got huge over time. But this one, I have one for business, for example, that has goals and visions for my business. And then I have this one started out as my first vision board. So before I knew what vision boards were, I was 18, 19 years old, just got married. And we didn't have kids later until I was 30. So not a shotgun wedding. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but just FYI. We just, young love. So anyway, I luckily was in the habit of dreaming big, even then at a young age, maybe even out of, just pure innocence, gullible, naive, didn't know how I would accomplish anything, but nonetheless, had a vision. And so I knew what kind of house I wanted to have one day, and what kind of yard and stuff like that. So I would just take pictures out of a magazine and put them in a binder. And so had all these pictures in here. And then it wasn't too long, I want to say a year and a half, we were already figuring out how to sell our house for huge amount of profit, to be able to buy land and build a house at like 20 years old. So there's a number of ways to put your vision down in physical form and just start chipping away at it. And you'll look back and just be shocked at the things that happened that you had no clue how they could possibly happen for you. And that's what I hope and dream for you, is that you'll have your so many success stories to share with us when you're done. Okay, and then don't forget the guys in your life too. This may sound like, a feminine type activity, and it can be, but the guys can get into this too in their own manly way. So let me show you an example of a well-known guy who does vision boards here on a different slide. Okay. Let's see here. So this guy right here, his name's Jack Canfield, and you may be familiar with his name, possibly if you've ever read his books, Chicken Soup for the Soul. And now he has so many different types of Chicken Soup for the Soul books, one for the teenage heart, one for moms, one for parents, on and on and on. So anyway, he does vision boards, and you can see his looks kind of manly. That kind of looks like, it's brown. I don't know if that's like a pad folio or if it's just, it looks thicker. So that could be like a little, maybe faux leather pad folio, those little, I've seen guys at professional meetings, they have these little pad folios, that they keep their legal pad in and stuff like that. So it looks like he just opened one of those up and put a few pictures in there of his vision. And if you look real close, you may not be able to see that unless you blow this up on a computer screen, a PC, rather than your phone. But he's got, so that's a healthy guy down there. He's got a guy that, oops, what happened? So on his vision board, he has a picture of a guy that is in good health. You can see he's got a guy with muscles on there. And then it looks like he's got pictures of vacations potentially, and then working with other people. I can't see the rest, but just a couple examples here on this page. This is from another vision board workshop that I did, where I just put a couple of ideas on there for you to see. So up at the top, you can see that there's even a little bitty kind of like paper mache one that somebody made. That's real artsy. So really neat way you can do it. And then over to the right of Jack Canfield, you can see that there's one that somebody created digitally. So that is one that was created in his app, which is, I think, called Success Vision Boards, and in the App Store. So you could type in vision board Jack Canfield, and I'm sure it would come up, or Success Vision Board Jack Canfield. And then underneath that, somebody did a frame, hung a frame, and then had the wire or string strung across. I don't know if that's chicken wire or rope or twine, but they're very popular now at Hobby Lobby, or you can make your own. It keeps doing that automatic thing where it's changing slides. So, and then somebody just posted pictures. Maybe they have photographs on theirs, but you could, print out pictures on your computer or from a magazine. And then another one in a frame down below. And I've done one of those pegboard frames. Again, you can get those at Hobby Lobby or make your own. You just get pegboard and stick it in a frame, or just pegboard on a wall and then just tack your pictures onto it. And those are really popular in offices. So that's a great place to have that. But anywhere, you can put these anywhere where you'll see them daily and have multiple ones in different locations. And so I've started to do that. I have my main vision board at home, but then I also have smaller ones that I created on my laminating machine. So what I did for that one is I saved pictures on my computer. So I first decided what my goals were, and then went searching for pictures that I felt connected to that goal, that I could really resonate with, that I felt like I could see myself in those pictures that I saved. And then I went into a Word document and I pasted all those pictures on there, printed that out, and laminated it. And I have those in different places. So I have one at the office, I have one in my gym, with my little workout area. I don't have a gym, but anyway, in my closet. So you can get as creative with this as you want, but the idea is that you see your vision every single day, and that it feels amazing for you to look at, and that you spend some time, moving your eyes across the vision board to look at the different things on it and feel into it, not just glance at it, which wouldn't hurt. If you glanced at it, your subconscious is going to pick it up, but even better if you can spend some time thinking about what those things mean to you. So whether you're looking at scripture on your vision board and really feeling the truth of what you're reading, or whether it's a quote that inspires you to live that day a certain way or something you're striving for, or whether it's a vacation you want to take and you're really thinking about how excited you would be to be packing for that trip, boarding the plane for that trip, and then being wherever you are experiencing that situation. So take it a step further if you can than just glancing at the vision board, and feel into each one of those. And you may not have time to do that for everything on your vision board every day. So you may just glance at a few at a time. So one morning you might look at, 3 things out of 20 on your vision board and feel into them. And then the next day, pick another few, and so on. And really, this sounds like it may take some time, but it really doesn't. I mean, you can literally spend 15 seconds on this as you're getting ready, before you leave your house or before you go to bed, at lunch. You can have another thing I've done is I've taken pictures of my vision board, and I save them to my favorites, and I look at them throughout the day. And sometimes I'm better about this than others. So I haven't done that in a long time, and that just came to mind. So I want to start doing that again, because I found that was really helpful in achieving my goals quicker and staying focused. Okay, so let's go through these 7 things that you need to do in order to create a good, effective vision board. So I have this little worksheet here that everybody should have, and you can print that out or just reference it when you're creating your vision board each time. And so the first thing you want to do is clarify your vision, which is the amazing work we have already done, the hard work, but the good work. So we did the be, do, have exercise. We looked at what our values are, our life purpose, our why, with that 7 layers deep exercise. And then we looked at what our passions, our strengths, our gifts are from the balance wheel worksheet. And now that you have that vision, you've got more clarity about your life. What matters to you, what doesn't, what do you want more of, what do you want less of. So now that you know that about yourself, and if you've already if you did that a few days ago and you've already let life happen and have disconnected from it, you need to look at it again before you start looking through magazines or looking for pictures on the internet to save before you create your vision board. So bring yourself back into that space. Start with prayer and look at your worksheets that you've completed to remind yourself of what's important to you. What are your aspirations and your goals? And then you can begin to step 2, which is what we call flip and rip. So a lot of times at my workshops, when I have them face to face, we have a lot of different materials available. So like magazines, calendars, scrapbooking paper, and stuff like that. So people will be given the time to go look through those items and bring them back to their work table, and then just start flipping and ripping. So what that means is you just, without limiting yourself, without overthinking, just look through the magazines rather quickly, and just start to rip out the pages and the pictures that you're drawn to. And it is totally okay to save more pictures or put aside, rip out more pictures than you think you will need, because you will sort them later. So, like it says there, grab what grabs you. You're using your intuition only here, not your head, your heart. And rip out anything that delights you. So that's a good way to frame that. If you feel that picture delights you, that's a good indication you should pull it out. If it causes you any other sort of opposite emotion, do not rip it out. So overwhelm or struggle or frustration, nope, it needs to be something that excites you or delights you, um, or inspires you. And then don't ask why. And then no gluing yet. Don't put anything on your poster board yet, or don't create your image yet. So then the third step is to compile and sort. So out of your pile of pictures that you've ripped out or photos that you've saved online, now you're going to start to sort them. And you're going to pull out your favorites from this group. So that's where it's good to know what size canvas you're working with. So whether it's a 12-inch board or a 36-inch poster board, or if it's an 8x11 Word document that you're later going to print out and laminate or save to your phone, know about how many pictures you intend to stick on there. And then you're going to start to pull that out. So really narrowing down from that pile to the best of the best, the faves of the faves, the top be, do, have things. So you may want to go back to your worksheet and see what was your top things you wanted to be, who you want to be, what are the top things you want to have and do. And then out of your life balance wheel, those 7 areas, what was it important for you to work on, your intentions for those areas. So bringing that to life on your vision board. What pictures or photos can you find, or quotes that represent those things to you? And let's see here. And it says sorting is all about intuition again. So going with your heart, not your head, because your head will try to stop you, give you excuses. So don't listen to that. Don't listen to the shoulds, can'ts, and yeah buts at all. So remember, you've got a genie in the bottle, otherwise known as your vision board, and it's granting all the wishes. So stick all the wishes on that vision board if you want them to happen. And then the fourth step in creating your vision board is to start to arrange it. So now's the fun part. You can you don't want to glue yet. You just want to start to play with the arrangement of where you want what. So you might want certain things at the top of your vision board, certain things at the bottom, certain things in the middle. So it's, you may not want all over here and quotes over here. You might want it mixed up so your eye wanders. So just think about the arrangement of it. What feels good for you to look at? Do you need it neat and orderly where everything lines up? Are you like type A and OCD, or do you want it to be, kind of free form, a little more artsy, and it doesn't need to line up perfectly? So go ahead and arrange it on your vision board. And then once you've got everything where you like it, then you can start to paste the items on your vision board, or tape them, whatever. You're committing now. So you're making it permanent, and then you can embellish it. So that's the 6th step. You can start to decorate it, make it fun. This is one of my favorite parts, is to start to put all the glitter and the sparkle on it and just make it really eye-catching and attractive, and just something that really I look forward to looking at. Okay, and I'm going to check here in the group to make sure the video is still live. Put all the glitter and sparkle. Okay. All right, good deal. Oh, hey, Samantha. Ooh, it's snowing there. That's so exciting. My kids would love that. Oops. Click some buttons here. Okay, and then number 7 is to add you. So this is optional. I do this 2 different ways. So you want your vision board to include you in some way. So you can, if you have a picture of yourself that is you at your best, I would encourage you to put that on the vision board so that you can always shoot for that. That's again kind of like your anchor, but also your lighthouse. So maybe you're not at your best right now, or you want to stay your best. So we all have hopefully that favorite picture where we're in our prime, or we look really happy, or it's a really happy moment that we're experiencing. So putting that on the vision board will help you. It's like the gratitude journal. You're focusing on the good, the stuff you're grateful for, so that you'll have more of that. So we all want more of those moments that were captured where we felt amazing. So if we put that on our vision board, hopefully we'll have more of that. And so I've done that in two different ways. I have pictures of myself. I have, I think, three different pictures of myself on my vision board. And one is with my family around the Christmas tree. So I've got my babies. It just feels like a really tender, comfortable, sweet moment. And they're just at that young age. And I love looking at that. And I desire that closeness with them always. So I don't ever want that to go away. And so that's why that's on my vision board. And then I have another moment with with some of my best friends where we're just having a ton of fun. It's when we went to Mexico, we're laying in the sand with our, like this with our feet up, and there's a mariachi guy playing in the background. And I love that moment. And I hope to experience something like that again. There's so much about that picture that I love. I love the water, and I love mariachi music. So, and I love my friends and us having a good time, no drama. And so that's on my vision board. And then I have another one in my home with my husband's and our other close friends, enjoying just enjoying the company, And so I want more of that. And so that's one way you could do it. And then another way that I put myself on my vision board is I have some pictures of some women who inspire me. So some of these women I know are well known, and then some of these women are just like models, like sports models. So there's this one woman in particular, like I look at her and I'm like, she's a vision of fitness to me, and I can see myself in her or her in me. And so it's, this idea of this woman that I would like to be. And so I have a couple pictures like that on there that are me, who I want to be. So it's and another one, as an example, is Wonder Woman. So I really like the Wonder Woman DC character, and so she's on my vision board. And anyway, so stuff like that. If you could pick a saint, all different kinds of people you could put on there. So just another idea, seventh idea there for bringing your vision to life, and making it as intimate as it can be for you, as personal as it can be, the better. And just really digging deep into those different areas of life so that you can bring them to life. Okay. Next slide. And y'all let me know if you have any questions on any of this anytime. Even if you're watching this video later, feel free to comment on any of the videos, anything that comes up for you. Whether it's questions, aha moments, because it's so wonderful when we can start discussing these things, and because it helps other people. They can identify or get their questions answered that maybe they're not brave enough to ask, or maybe you share something that impacts somebody else or gives them the courage to do the same. And so it starts the ball rolling. It compounds on helping more people than I can by just shooting these videos. So if you have any testimonies, so later, if you see some of this stuff that we've been talking about start to help you, or anything happens as a result of it, God winks, please share that with us. It's so great to do what we call kind of like faith sharing. So I just really encourage you to do that. Any little bit you can helps other people so much. Okay, so now that we've gone through the 7 critical steps to creating a real vision board, I want to share a little inspirational video with you from a guy I really like, Steve Harvey. And so we'll just watch that video. And if for some reason y'all can't hear it, let me know and I'll post the link later. But I hope y'all can. Ah. Sorry, guys. Let me make sure I can get it on a bigger screen here. Just want it to be bigger so y'all can see it. You can tell this is my husband's YouTube channel. He's got all the guy stuff down there. Here we go.
Playing out you have like the sleeve of your cuffs in that you play flat. Ratings, yeah. You can't do that I do that because I constantly keep those goals in front of me. You know, how much money I do that I have a goal. It's all there. I know what I'm trying to do for them is create a life for my parents for our kids. So
Okay, so I hope y'all were able to hear that. I just think that's an awesome testimony from somebody who started out with no leg up. He's just ordinary guy and always believed in vision boards and had major success because Oprah saw him and liked him. And it's just an amazing testimony of a man who still just keeps that vision in front of himself. And gosh, what an amazing thing he said he had on his vision board was wanting to, you know, give back to others. So I just think that's a great thing to think about, not only about ourselves and what we want for our lives, but how can we give back? Like, what is an area that we're inspired to touch other lives? So for him, you know, scholarships for kids in need, or whether it's like Oprah wanting to open a certain amount of schools in Africa, things like that. I mean, small or big, whatever tugs at your heart. I think that's a really awesome thing to add to our vision boards, because not only when we're working on ourselves and our little circles, that makes the world better, of course, and it is a great thing to do and not feel guilty about, because when we improve ourselves, we're showing up better for other people and we impact the world around us because we worked on ourselves. And so it's not selfish to focus on yourself in that way, but how great it is to focus one step further beyond ourselves. Like, how can we impact, even if it's our local community, um, and just the ripple effects of that. You know, the kids around you will see you doing it. The other adults around you will see you doing it, and you just inspire other people. So awesome thing to think about. I'm glad he added that in that talk. You can also hear other people, well-known people who use vision boards, who are successful, and they will attest that they think one of the reasons they are successful is because they do this. So Jim Carrey is a great example of somebody. He created a vision board in a unique way. He wrote a blank check to himself for, I think it was $1 million, and he looked at that blank. I mean, he looked at that check, not a blank check. He looked at that check made out to Jim Carrey for $1 million that he wanted to be able to cash one day in the future for being a major motion picture star. And he did this broke, in a rundown vehicle. He'd go park in Beverly Hills up on a hill where the mansions were, and just look at that check made out to himself. So many different ways you can have a vision physically and look at it. And I thought that was a really interesting way. And he sure enough was able to cash that check, as we all know later, because he's now wildly popular and wealthy. So his dream came true. And Ellen DeGeneres is another person who will has some videos about creating vision boards. Oprah Winfrey. So lots of people do it. Those are just some of the big names that pop up um, right away. And then let me share a local person with you from one of my vision board workshops, one of her testimonies. Okay, so this is Erin. Um, she lives in the same town as me, and she attended one of my vision board workshops, and she's given me permission to share this story. But at the time, she was, I think, working at a restaurant, kind of managing their events, and she was giving private lessons to people to learn how to fly planes. And I knew her because my husband had taken a couple of private lessons from her trying to get his pilot's license. And so it was just a part-time gig for her. And she came to my vision board course, and we go through one of the exercises. I can't remember which one, where we're starting with prayer. And she gets real emotional after the prayer and after I'm asking them to dream big for themselves. And didn't get to I didn't wasn't able to stop and find out what was going on with her, but she later shared with me much later that as a result of that process, she put, you can see this picture down on the bottom corner of a jet, and she put it on her vision board, a jet like that. And the reason she did is because her ultimate dream big goal that she would never allow herself to have was to fly one of those big jets, to be a pilot, a commercial airline jumbo jet pilot, which is a big undertaking. It's not just, you know, if you know how to fly a single jet airplane, it's not the same. You have to take additional training, of course, if you have tons of people's lives in your hand, with this big piece of machinery that could do a lot of damage. So it's a big deal. It costs a lot of money. There's nobody teaching people how to do that in our little hometown of Victoria, Texas. So it might mean that she would have to leave her family, her small children, or uproot them. So she would never allow herself to have, I mean, it wasn't even a question. She just knew she couldn't do that in her mind. She knew she could not become that. But because of that exercise and dreaming big, she said, what the heck? I don't know how I could accomplish it. There's a lot about it that scares me that I wouldn't want to have happen. I wouldn't want any discord or disruption to come to my family, but I know I would really love to do that. I'd feel really proud of that accomplishment if I could accomplish it and my family be okay. So those were kind of her conditions. She in her mind. And so she put those things on her vision board. So she put things on her vision board that reinforced harmony. Like that picture, her achieving that as a dream and a goal, but also her family being close and happy and together. She didn't know how it was going to happen, and she didn't have to because she gave that control over to God. And so she controlled what she could, which was creating the vision and doing these things that we've talked about for the last 7 days, creating the habits, the healthy habits, the positive mindset reinforcing habits, and looking at her vision every day. And God did the rest because I get so emotional telling this story because it's incredible. Um, but it's just the science, and it's God, and it works, and it's awesome. But she is that's Erin, and she's a pilot now of that airplane, and it's just so awesome. And that's what God can do for you. He can make all your dreams come true. He can make miracles happen. And he's not going to make every wish we have come true, but how great would it be if like 8 out of the 10 things you put on your vision board happened for you? So that's why I have just incredible conviction for you, because it works, and it will work in so many areas of your life. It may not work in all of them because God ultimately has a plan for you, and there may be a reason and a time and a purpose for why he doesn't let some things happen and he allows other things to happen, because he wants us to grow here on this earth. And teach us lessons and things like that so we can grow for the kingdom. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't stop dreaming and you shouldn't put it all down on your vision board, because things like this can happen. And those are her posts from Facebook, just saying this is, her office and her view from her office at 30,000 feet. And she's been in 7 states in 4 days, living her dream, getting to travel to all these different places she never would have been able to travel to before, having an incredible income for her family now. They're living their best life. And it's just so awesome. And anyway, I hope that encourages you. And sorry I got emotional. It just chokes me up so much to see this happen for people. And I hope it happens for you. I know it will happen for you if you implement these things. And anyway, so this is obviously my passion. And this is why I love to teach y'all this stuff. And I hope it was helpful. And I just would like to close with this on our last day together, is scripture from our Lord in the Bible, his word, first and foremost, most important. Okay, so this is in the Bible. It's Habakkuk 2:3. So Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. And it says, "It will surely come, it will not be late." So I just love that promise. And that inspires me to put all the big, beautiful things on my vision board, because I know it will surely come. It will not be late. God has a plan and he wants the best for us. And he wants us to have a vision so that we won't perish. And I think what that means is I've heard a lot of teachers and mentors say, if you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not making progress, you're not experiencing happiness. And so many people will say that true happiness comes from making progress. So have that vision, shoot for progress, keep coming up with new goals so that you grow, and know that God's plan for you will unfold within that. And it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be for your benefit, for your good, because look, God loves you so much. It is his delight to give you the kingdom, and he wants you to experience heaven on earth. And sometimes, yes, there's some hard lessons along the way. We're stubborn, we're blind, and he needs to allow certain things to happen to us so that we can experience heaven rather than hell. And sometimes we have to go through hell just a little bit to get there. But anyway, that's that Bible verse that I just shared with you. And anyhow, I hope the best for you guys. And thank you all so much for joining me in this Comeback Queen 7-day Vision Board Challenge. I hope and pray that you have a comeback in whatever area you desire. And I will be keeping y'all in my prayers, as I have been throughout these 7 days. And just don't let it end here. Continue to think about these things and take action on these things, and let's keep talking about it, and let me know what y'all think, any feedback that you have. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. It's been awesome.